Hey there, welcome back to your Mobility Monday. So today I've got a lovely sort of yoga flow with lots of twisting in it. It's maybe a little bit more advanced, mostly in terms of your coordination with your body. So if you don't feel like doing something that's a bit more having to make sure your brain's thinking about what you're doing, do a session from a different week that you know is beneficial for you. If you do struggle with your kind of coordination and everything, though, you could say, okay, I'm up for the challenge. This is a good way of learning. It's a lovely flow. Um, and you just need to focus on what I'm saying. So if you're up for the challenge, and it's not that big a challenge, but for some people, you might just feel that there's a bit too much coordination involved. You do need to know your difference between your left and your right. I would, so left with your little left hand. I would try and listen to what I'm saying rather than look at what I'm saying. You're going to see me in reverse and everything. It's quite complicated to see what I'm doing. So I would try and listen to what I'm saying and do what I'm saying with your body. If you ever find yourself getting stuck and you're getting confused, rather than going into that panicky sort of fight or flight, it makes it very hard to listen and think calmly when you're kind of getting into that, oh, I missed it, I don't know what's happening. Just relax, do nice relaxed breaths, and then just catch up on the next bit of the movement. I'll keep trying, or I'll keep saying which hand's doing what and everything. I'll try not to get them mixed up. So hopefully you'll be able to catch up with where we're on to just as we move through the movement. Okay, that's made it all sound much worse or harder than it is. It's not that big a deal, but I just want to make sure that you're staying with me as we go through it. So let's put our left leg to the front, our right leg to the back. My toes are facing towards, if I say front there and side here, imagine if I was on a mat, a yoga mat, front side. So my left toe is facing towards the front. My right foot is just softly under, so it's about 45 degrees. So my toes are facing kind of forwards and out to the side, foot flat on the ground. And then I'm going to bend my left knee, so my left knee is pointing forwards. And then I'm going to turn my hips to face you, to face the side. So my hips aren't facing forwards in the direction of travel, my hips are facing to the side, and I'm trying to make sure my left knee doesn't follow, so I'm opening out that left knee away from me. I'm going to take my arms up, left hand to the front, right hand to the back, making sure that my right hand stays nice and high so it's not drooping down, and we're going to spend a few breaths here. Looking forwards towards your front hand, keeping the shoulders relaxed, make sure that that left knee is kind of opening away from the midline rather than crossing in towards the body. Keep that left knee bent. Find wherever feels comfortable for you. If any of the holds feel too hard, just come up, take a breath. One more breath here, and we're using our breath to help breathe into any tightness. From here, we're going to straighten our legs. We're going to take our right leg down towards the back leg, the right leg at the back. And we're going to put it wherever feels comfortable. It might be right up at the top. It might be right down towards the ankle. Wherever feels comfortable, trying to keep the leg straight. But again, bend as is needed. And left hand, trying to get the left hand up towards the ceiling. Let's turn to look up to that left hand up towards the ceiling. Working on our balance as well. Temptation is for that hand to come forwards. Work to your range. But trying to get it up to the ceiling and using our breath. We're doing a few breaths here. Breathing into wherever's tight. So if it's down that side, shoulder, wherever it is, using the breath to try and help loosen things up. Coming back up to the top, take the left hand down to the left leg at the front, right hand up. So we're kind of doing the reverse of what we've just done. Looking up towards that right hand, left hand can be resting on the knee, can be down on the top of the shin, bottom of the shin, wherever feels right for you. Aiming to get the legs straight, but go where it's comfortable, right hand up towards the ceiling. Few breaths here, again breathing into any tightness. From there, we're bending that left knee again, and you can either go left knee onto the left elbow onto your left knee, or you can go left hand down to the floor, whichever you prefer. Keep that right hand up to the ceiling. And then if you want to here, you can put, as I say, that left hand onto the knee, and we can put our hands together into a prayer kind of position and open up the right shoulder towards the ceiling. So you've got different options here. You can be in that prayer position, shoulder up to the ceiling. You can be hand up to the ceiling. You can be hand on the floor, whichever you prefer. A few breaths here. Hands down to the floor, turn your foot under, so now our hips are facing forwards. And then from here, we're going to do that on the other side. So I'm keeping my right hand on the floor, left hand up towards the ceiling. Few breaths here. And then we can either stay in that position, we can put our elbow onto our knee, or we can put our elbow onto our knee and go into our prayer position. Don't fall over. If it feels too wobbly, but you want to be in that prayer position, you can go knee to the floor as well. Opening, elbow up towards the ceiling, relaxing the shoulders, getting that twist in there. Find the option that works best for you. Hands down to the floor, step your foot back so we're into a plank, and then from there you can either lower down with the straight legs, or you can put your knees down to the floor and lower down. Coming up, raising the shoulders up off the floor, drop the shoulders down, so we're raising up off the floor but we're not having them hunched up to the ears. Drop the shoulders down, working to loosen up that lower back but also strengthen that lower back as we raise up. From there, tuck your toe, come back down, tuck your toes under, push up into your down dog. I've been trying not to use all the yoga terms for everything we've been doing because I don't want to really imply that I'm teaching yoga here. I'm not. I'm just using sort of yoga-inspired flow, but I don't know what to call this one other than a down dog. Breathe in, hips up towards the ceiling. Breathe out, heels down towards the floor. If you want to do a little bit of a walk, one heel then the other, loosen up those calves, go for it. A few more breaths, breathing in, hips up towards the ceiling. Breathing out, hips backwards and down to the floor. Walk your hands in towards the feet, keeping the legs straight if you can. And then we're going to do all of that again. I'm going to turn on the other side. I'm going to turn and face the other way. Up to you if you do or not. So now we've got our left leg forwards and our right leg behind us. The right foot, the toes turn just slightly out to the side, foot flat on the ground. Right knee bent, dropping down, right arm out to the front, left arm out behind us. Turning the hips to the side, so facing to the side, whilst our arms stay out, trying to relax the shoulders down. Looking towards our front hand. A few more breaths here. Using that breath to ground us, using the breath to breathe into any tightness, using the breath to help to relax the muscles to allow us to get deeper into the positions. Straightening our legs up, taking the left hand down, the left leg down towards the floor, and trying to get, I can feel myself rolling right forwards there, trying to get that right hand up towards the sky, opening up, using your breath to breathe into wherever's feeling tight. Coming back up, right hand down your right leg, left hand up to the ceiling. Again, trying to open that hand up to the ceiling, looking up towards the hand. You can have your hand right up at the top, down at the bottom, wherever feels right for you. You can have your hand resting on the knee, and if you have anything like yoga blocks or anything to help yourself rest on, absolutely feel free to use them. Lovely, hands down to the floor, tuck the toe under at the back so our hips are facing forwards now. Keeping the right hand on the floor if you want, or elbow on the knee if you prefer. Left hand up towards the ceiling. Or if you prefer, as I say, you can have your hand on the knee, elbow on the knee, and if you want, we can go into that, the hands pressed together, elbow up towards the ceiling, and we can have our left knee down to the floor if we want. Find the option that's best for you. Hands back down to the floor, keeping the left hand on the floor, take the right hand up to the ceiling. And then if you want, you can put the elbow onto the knee. We can go into that prayer position, hands pushed together. You can take your elbow down to the knee if you're wobbly. And you can take the knee down to the floor. Lovely, hands back down to the floor, step the foot back behind you. From there, either knees down to the floor or lower in one, whichever's best for you. Pushing back up, loosening that lower back, but also working through the lower back as you raise up. Coming back down to the floor and then push into the hands to push your hips backwards, bum down to your heels, hands out in front of you, and let's just spend a few breaths here. Take your knees a little bit wider to give yourself space for your tummy. You can either keep your hands out in front of you, or you can stack your hands one on top of each other to rest your head on, or you can take your hands back behind you, whichever one you prefer. If your glasses are falling off your face like mine are, then probably easiest to stack your head. Few breaths here. Just relaxing, calming down the nervous system with some nice long relaxed breaths. Glasses have just fallen off. Lovely, good work guys. So there we go, nice mobility sequence there. Hopefully your brain was keeping up with all your lefts and the rights and everything. Lovely one to come back to if you find it relaxing, or if you feel you need to build that coordination, keep doing it to build that coordination. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you next week. Take care.